Welcome back to Leading Experts, everybody. I'm Graison Foster. My guests today are Deborah and Daryl Dougal. This husband and wife team are the owners of Probate Liquidators of Vancouver, Washington. And together, their associated nationwide team of professionals have helped hundreds of families get through the process of probating a will as quickly and easily as possible. Probate Liquidators are professionals. They are highly trained to work with personal representatives and heirs to help expedite what can be a very lengthy and certainly financially devastating process. All right, let's make the point that you do not replace the probate attorney or the CPA, excuse me, but you help them, right?
That's exactly right, Grace. And I kind of look at it like a three-legged stool.
Yeah.
A person doesn't need an attorney, a person doesn't need a CPA or a probate liquidator like ourselves. But then I could also use a drill out of my garage and perform dentistry on my kids. You know, you generally want to go, I've got 5 of them, it would save a lot of money. But you generally want to go with somebody who is an expert that knows what they do. And so this three-legged stool of the CPA, the attorney, and the probate liquidator, we can all work hand in hand to do what needs to be done, and then we can liquidate the assets very quickly.
And as I mentioned in the open there, you do work with a whole network of people around the country to help people get through this whole process. Why is that critical for your clients to know that?
Well, they may have family, they may have property, they may have things all over the country. And like we talked about earlier, it's really difficult to get all those pieces in place. And so with the other professionals we work with, we can quickly and easily contact them, and they can work with the personal representative to liquidate any kind of asset that needs to be taken care of and get it done quickly and reduce all that stress.
Yeah, I think a point that really needs to hit home before we end the show today is the fact that if I'm the executor of somebody's will, I am responsible for all the bills until this probate gets settled. What am I going to do if I don't have you guys on my side and on my team and helping me out here?
Well, that's exactly right. A lot of people don't realize that most of the assets, well, all the assets are tied up in the probate. And even though there might be a bank account, there might be a savings account, CDs or whatever, generally it depends on the state law, and I know your show's national here, but depending on the state law, it's tied up in that probate case. And so the PR, personal representative, oftentimes has to pay a lot of those expenses out of their pocket. Now, yes, they can be reimbursed later, but as these expenses come up, they have to pay it. And most people have a difficult enough time paying their own mortgage.
Exactly.
Let alone the other mortgage. And so when it comes down to paying my mortgage or the probate case's mortgage, you know, what am I going to do?
The other thing I learned today talking with you guys is also the fact that if somebody's lived in different states around the country, I've got to go ahead and open probate in each and every one of those states, plus have a full-time job, plus have a family, you know. That's incredible, whereas you guys are there to kind of step in and smooth the water, so to speak. What fees are involved with hiring your firm?
We don't charge any fees for our services. We are happy to come out and speak with the personal representative, the heirs, and take as much time as they need to understand exactly what we can do. We help them understand what's going to be involved, what's around, what sort of assets do they know about that they're aware of, and can help decide what might be the best plan of action for them. And we don't charge for that. We really want to help people get on with things because we don't take any money from them as we resell things, and that's the way we're able to earn our money.
And the best way for people to reach you, I know your 1-800 number's been running on the bottom of the screen, but certainly through your website, Probate Liquidators of Vancouver, Washington.com. That's kind of the best way. Just before we go today, any final thoughts for our viewers about what you want them to know?
I guess I'd like to say that we don't replace, as we mentioned, the attorney, the probate attorney or the CPA, but together we can work as a team to help these people. We don't list assets, and they may sit on like a multiple listing service for months and months. We buy them immediately. And so they can get that needed money into the estate, and by selling the assets, that whole process that takes an average of 3 years in this country can be knocked down to maybe just several months.
And Deborah, you're a mother of 5. I don't know how you get any sleep and do all this too. Bless you. Any final thoughts for our viewers today from you?
We really do want to be of service to others.
Yeah.
I know that as I look at my family and my relatives and my mother and things, and want to be able to know that when the time comes, that everything would be taken care of smoothly. I know I wouldn't have time to chase around and do a lot of the things that I would need to do if we were the personal representative. We really want to find out ways to help people and to make their lives easier, to take away that burden, that expense, that time, that frustration. And together we can do that.
It was my pleasure to meet you both today. Thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate you having us
Great
here.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for watching this edition of Leading Experts, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Leading Experts is informative and exciting. Leading Experts interviews authors, speakers, and entrepreneurs in all areas of business, so you become a much more informed consumer.